inserting images and adding captions and figure references.
I've returned to my mocked up text, and now I'm going to decide to put in a picture. And I'm clicking a paragraph. I want this picture to be inserted, and I now need to go up to the Insert menu and make the choice of Picture. It brings me to my computer. I've already been here before. I've moved to one of my image sections that I've stored, and I have a number of different images from virtual reality. I'll click one, and when I found the one I like, I put in Insert. This gets inserted based on the size of the image I had saved, and right now, while it still has the handles around it and it's actively being edited, I have a number of options. This little feature here shows how this image will interact with the text. And right now I want to switch it to being tight. Now if I shrink the size of this, you'll see what the effect tight had. You could try different options. Another feature that's easy to demonstrate now, I click it twice. If you click away and you want to click back, the software went over automatically to the formatting tool, and an interesting thing to play with is how this particular picture will be laid out. And as I mouse over these different options, I can see some of the options that are available within Microsoft Word. I'll pick one that will stand out a little bit. And so I chose to put this picture inside a frame, and I can interactively move this around. And this is a blessing, but sometimes it becomes a curse later when you've got a lot of pictures. Okay, I'm going to finish and click away from it, and now I've inserted my picture. When I'm in the edit mode with the picture, I'm going to click back so you can see that. Now I am right-clicking to bring up the different context options, and if you look down below, there's one called Insert Caption, and when I click that, I will automatically have a caption put in. Notice though it's going by default below the selected item. I tend to like to put it above the selected item. So I go there, and then I click into the text insertion box, and I'm going to say these are native huts. And when I click OK, and I'll have to scroll so you can see this, Microsoft has now put in the term that I put in a little text box just above it. Sometimes I make this smaller and bring it down, but this is a separate text box that comes right above your picture. Having this reference to a figure, though, makes it much easier when you're putting some text references into it. And so I just typed in, as you can see by looking at the native huts in, and my cursor is up here right at the point where I want to put in the reference, and I moved over to the Reference tab. Then I click on Cross-Reference. Now there are a number of types of cross-reference to show you. I click that drop-down arrow. This time we want to cross-reference a figure. And when I click that, you'll notice that it notes that I have this one figure here. I could have had a lot more. And what I then have the option of is how much information do I want to put in? The entire caption for the figure? Do I want to put in label and number? Do I want to put just the page number? What I want to put in a reference for above and below? And this menu stays open, so now I'm going to click the entire caption and click the Insert option. And you may or may not have noticed, but when I did that, it filled in Insert up here with native huts. So it took in the entire caption. Now this box stays open, and I can choose to put in something like the page number as well. And when I click that, you'll see it'll go up here, but I'll have to go back and add a space. So there's page number 1. And let me click just before it, add a space or two. And maybe I'll even want to say here, page. And so it's on page 1. Now the box stays open. You can add more things, but I'm going to close the box at this point.
The beauty of this comes from the fact that if you were to add more images, and maybe I put in a figure in front of this one, when I would put in those figure annotations, the automatic renumbering of all the other figures and figure references happens in your document.